came here for love. Oh, na 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 na. I don't
I
know
was about to
any of
say
the
there's
words.
words, but I don't know them.
I
I was
don't
gonna join you.
either.
I don't know the words.
I recently re-listened because there was clips on TikTok because people were like, now watch this intro now that we know everyone. And I'm like, that's actually crazy. But I was kind of
Yeah.
getting into it. I was like, oh, I love this song.
Yeah. Brandon
Uh,
on Aftersun, they were like, wow, Kordell and Serena are our last OG couple. I didn't even put the pieces together that that's true.
that is true. It's hard because they're not the last OGs, but they're the last OG couple.
Yeah.
And that is crazy to think about.
Yeah, because Miguel was a bombshell, Kenny was a bombshell, and Nicole was a
Nicole.
bombshell.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm rooting for our OG couple, not to get too far ahead, but I definitely voted for them to win.
Yeah, me too. Serena and Kordell, hands down. I was like, y'all gotta win. Y'all gotta get it.
Someone commented on our last TikTok where it was like they said that based off the dates, they can tell who the top two is. That Ariana said in Aftersun, like the final four dates. And I'm like, interesting. I think that is actually a good indication. But before all that, hey y'all, welcome back to the Shade of It All. I'm Brandon.
I'm Magdala. Welcome back.
And we're in the last stretch of this Love Island journey. And
It's
I'm sad,
crazy.
but these episodes were a little they were a little the final episodes.
Yeah. It was like, okay, stuff is happening, but like I
But is
wasn't
it?
like, oh, I gotta go watch. I
No.
watched everything today. Granted I was busy, so not like I'm like, oh, I don't care about Love Island, but I was busy. So, but usually like when it's like something juicy going on, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to see it right away. It comes on tonight. And I didn't feel that way about these episodes, but they were good episodes.
Yeah, they were entertaining enough. I enjoyed watching them. But before, like it was like, oh my gosh, I need to watch it once and then watch it again so I can take notes. And now it's like I can take notes while I watch because there's not
Yeah.
much notes. But it was still
Yeah.
cute. But
It was.
circling back to Ariana on Aftersun, she revealed what the final four dates were going to be because we're recording this on Sunday. So by the time y'all hear this, the winner is going to be like announced. The
Announced.
finale would have been there. We'll do an episode about the finale. But Ariana said the dates, Kendall and Nicole, they're gonna go parasailing and
Mm-hmm.
then like have an island to themselves. I'm like, well, that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Lee and Miguel are gonna ride RTVs and then have like a picnic. And I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But then with Janae and Kenny, it was like, oh, we're gonna like go to a tree and see all these messages from
From
family and
home.
friends and from home. And
Yeah.
then Cordell and Serena, we're going to a drive-in to watch a movie, but the movie is the movie of their love. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
didn't think about that, but those last two are way more romantic and like heartfelt than the first two. That's funny too, because when they said driving, I was like, Kendall and Nicole going to an island
they're
and
about to watch
Cordell and Serena are gonna watch a
Twisters.
movie. But and I was like, so what's the movie? But then they said it and I was like, that's so romantic. And there's a lot of footage of them. I'm sure
Oh
they'll
yeah.
enjoy watching it all back.
Dare I say they've been getting a winner's edit these past couple episodes as well, in my
You think so?
opinion. A little bit. I felt like we spent more time with their family than the other people.
Oh, we definitely did, but I had a feeling I was like, is that because it's OBJ? But
Maybe.
then
But they did
yeah, I
end with
don't
it.
know.
I
They
don't
did
know.
end with it. Yeah. They started with Kaylor and Aaron, then did Nicole and Kendall. I don't know. I don't know if I've noticed it being a winner's edit, but like uh yeah, it's hard for me to tell because I feel like they've been pushing Kendall and Nicole so much.
They
Like just
have.
subtly, you know?
Yeah, I
Uh
think because with Kendall and Nicole, they were the first like solid couple of the four. Like they got the hideaway first.
yeah, of the final four, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
you're
then
right.
so like I don't know. But we'll see. Regardless, though, we're gonna find out tonight. Are you gonna be watching Live at 9 tonight, Maggie?
I will watch Live at 9 tonight, Brandon. How
Ooh.
does that even work? I'm a little confused because I'm in Pensacola and it's an hour
Oh, true.
behind. So I don't know if 9 is 9, but I will try at 9 and see what happens. But yeah, because
Well, maybe it'll be
in
8.
well, that's what I was thinking, but like that's what I meant. But I was like, do I have to wait till 9 my time? But no, because everybody in California can watch at 6, right?
Yeah, they can watch at 6.
Oh, okay. Then yes, I
So,
will be watching at 8.
8. Yeah, Maggie's on her little birthday weekend trip. Have you been
I
having
am.
fun?
I'm having so much fun. It makes me emotional. Like
Oh.
this past summer has been like low key, like really shitty just because I haven't been in the best mental headspace. Like I've just been really negative lately. Even though there's a lot of good things happening, like I'm not really happy with like my career and stuff. And so it just makes me feel like down. So coming here, I'm with my brother and his girlfriend in Pensacola, and they've just been like, I guess I don't necessarily know if this was all planned for my birthday. I think they just had like a fun weekend plan and I get to join them for it.
No.
So on Friday night we did like a Beyonce violin symphony where they played like
Ooh.
13 of her best songs, but it was just a quartet. Beautiful. And then that night we went to a couple of bars and a club. So much fun. We were drinking a lot. It was fun. We had a good time. And then yesterday we did my brother's girlfriend planned a Bridgerton brunch. It was so fun. And we
Maggie
played like
got
this.
glam.
No, I did. And then we had to play this game where we had to figure out who Lady Whistledown was. And so it was like cool.
Ooh.
Like it's just been and then yesterday we came back, we're playing more games. I love playing games. So it's just been like a really fun weekend and it's been nice because like I didn't have to do anything. Like I just had to show up. You know, I got some outfits kind of for the theme of the weekend, but like everything was planned already, so it just felt very like hands off. Like I can just come and enjoy myself and let my hair down, which is why I like feel emotional because like I feel like I haven't had like fun in a while, you know?
Oh, Maggie. She's like, I discovered joy again this
I
weekend.
discovered joy again. And then like, you know, it's my brother, so like I can just like be myself. I don't have to perform. You know, like it's
Hmm.
my brother and his girlfriend, they're both so nice. They've been like, you know, just planning all this stuff like, Maggie, what do you want to do? You know? So it's just been really, really nice. And I'm not trying to say like I haven't had fun, but like I don't know, man. I just haven't been like feeling happy. Like I'm just not in a good mental place. So
Hmm. I feel you.
any little gesture, like Brandon buying me a Love Island cup, is like, oh my gosh,
A whole cup.
my friend got me a cup for my birthday. You know, like everything just feels like a lot because in my head, the world is ending when it's really not. You know, I'm going to therapy, y'all. I'll be all right.
Oh, I love that. Oh, well, Maggie, I'm glad you're having a good weekend. And,
Thanks.
I
You
get it.
too.
This has been a weird summer because it's
It
like,
has been.
it's been like a sad girl summer, I feel like.
It has been. No, I mean, I was telling my friend the other day, I think it's because I'm turning 30 on Tuesday. And
Mm,
I, you know, when I was 20, I think I just had these like visions for where my life would be career wise. And because I'm not there, it just makes me feel like shitty. You know, even
hmm.
though your career is not everything, I just like want to be doing something that makes me feel fulfilled. And I've been like
Yeah.
trying to get a PhD and stuff, and I don't even know if I want to do that anymore. So I'm just like feeling confused about a lot of things. Like my job is great, it's a great place to work, but like I don't feel fulfilled because I don't really have like a big hand in things, you know? So I think
Yeah.
because of this birthday, it's like making me look at my life and I'm like, damn, like I'm in a happy relationship, like that's great, but just like the other things, and then like you know, your job influences finances too. I thought I was gonna be rich by now, you know, like
So making
so
all the money.
right. So I think I'm just not happy with those things, and I'm letting it take my joy from all the other things. There's a lot of other things to be happy, right? Like Love Island. This podcast with you, Brandon, is so much fun. Like
Oh.
this is so fun to me. Like I love being able to just come here and like do this with you. I'm crying. Oh my god.
No. Oh,
Oh my God, I'm crying.
not Maggie crying. I can't. I just no. Oh, Maggie. Oh no, Maggie, don't cry. It's been so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
Maggie, just
You know
stop.
what's funny,
I'm
Brandon?
crying.
What's funny is the last time you saw me cry, it was also my birthday.
Oh my gosh, it was.
It's just
Maggie
a,
had a
it's just a, it's
birthday
just a, it's a
dinner and gave a speech where she cried. And I was like, oh, and now on her birthday, birthdays make us cry. Oh, Maggie.
like actually crying. I've been watching all these Love Islanders cry, and I'm like, Kaylor, shut up. Here I go. It's my
Oh,
turn.
please. You'll never be on her level.
Oh yeah, no, she needs some therapy.
She does. She needs something. Oh, Maggie. Sweet Maggie.
But no, this has been like so much fun. Like doing
It
this with
has.
you is so cool, and like it's been cool to just like see people listening and like liking
Mm-hmm.
it and enjoying it. It's like funny how like the things that you put like all your effort to and you obsess over, they don't ever go the way you want them to. But like this is just natural and fun for us. Like we really don't overthink it. It's like, hey, when do you want to record? Like it's
Yeah.
very carefree and like easy for us, and it's cool to see that it's like going well and we're having fun.
Yes. Oh, Maggie. I love you, Maggie.
Let's talk about Love Island.
I love this. This is fitting though, because people cry on Love Island. It's the end. We gotta think about what we're gonna cover after Love Island.
I know. They were talking about how Love Island games just started, and I was like, I don't know if that would be fun to watch or not.
Um, well, yeah, because they have the one season. I don't know if they're gonna do another season or not. Because I
Right.
heard Bergie was on some podcasts. Bergie was from
Talking
last
about
season
Love
and
Island
Traders.
games?
Yeah, he was like, I don't know why they didn't do Love Island games after this season. They could have done something great. And I'm like, well, I feel like they still could, but I don't know.
Yeah, and then nobody, I'm assuming nobody we know then is on it. Like no one from season 6.
No, if they
They would have
even do
mentioned
it.
that.
So I'm like, I don't know. If
Well, I thought Mara said they're doing it now.
they have a season that's like aired, like I think last year.
Oh,
Hmm.
I
But I
understand.
don't think they have a new one that they're gonna do. But I don't know, maybe they'll do one quick. I don't know if it's live like regular Love Island. But Maggie, before we get in, I'm glad you're having a good weekend, and I love doing this
Thanks,
with you.
Brandon.
And this
What
is
did you
fun.
say? You
Uh,
love what?
doing this with you.
Me
And I feel you on the career
too.
stuff. The amount of times I've questioned my career and almost spiraled into real estate just cause. I'm like, should I be in real estate?
What should I be doing?
What should
I'm
I
like,
do?
man, I should have gotten a degree in IT.
Oh,
It's never gonna be perfect, but thank you, Brandon. Yeah, I love doing this with you. I'm glad we finally did. We've been talking about doing a podcast for a long ass time. Not
we
you trying to
did
figure out
for
how to
like
make a heart shape. You
well,
don't know how to do it now?
I'm trying to do the millennial one, or not the millennial, the Gen Z one, because they do it like different. They do it like I think Janae does it too,
Really?
where it's like this,
Oh, that looks familiar.
something like that, but it doesn't come natural. So I do the millennial one because I like
It
that
looks
better.
hard.
But anyways, enough about us. Let's jump into episode 33, 34, and
Of
35 of
Love
Love Island.
Island.
Again, these episodes, they were fine. They were good.
Yeah, yeah,
They
they were
were
cool.
they were watchable. And that's
Mhm.
all we can really ask of our shows these
They
days.
were watchable, damn, Brandon.
But for the YouTubers, if you haven't noticed, me and Maggie are on the beach.
We're
We're
on the
reporting
beach.
live. Chicks in the office were on Aftersun, but the shade of it all was outside of Aftersun
Yes.
recording this podcast while they were
Hmm.
filming because they just didn't have enough
Exactly.
room
We
on the
took a trip to
stage.
Fiji.
We
Hmm.
did.
Hmm.
We
We were there.
should. Um but episode 33, this is the family one where they get to talk to the
Yeah.
families and all that. And it opens with Kaylor being happy that she gets to speak with her family. And like her and Aaron are having a back and forth because she's like, oh, you got slammed in the game about Casa. And he's still like doubling down and getting defensive
This
about
conversation's
it.
so bad.
He's just like, I thought we were over it. I thought it
Mm-hmm.
was done, like whatever. And it's like, bruh, like, how are you
Mm-hmm.
still acting like this?
Mm-hmm.
And this is why
She was
America
like,
don't
he
like y'all.
no, exactly. Like you guys are not winning people's favor, particularly Aaron. Like, Kaylor, we love you. You just picked the wrong man. I love how she was like, he was like, "Oh, I told you everything." And she's like, "Yeah, except for a shower, an erection, and a handshake." And I was like, "Damn, Kaylor, get him." But it's true. You didn't tell her everything. He just keeps saying that.
I know. And I wish Kaylor would just be like, because it's not even those things too. Like, it's like what the overall energy of him and Daniela watching those clips and seeing how much he really liked her. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. Because like a comment, a kiss, like whatever.
Yeah.
How about the fact that he's like, oh, I love this with you and you're more than a test. And it's like cuddling
Mm-hmm.
all up on her, Kaylor.
It was so intimate. And then he was like, "Sorry, I can't remember everything." It's just that he refuses to take accountability and
He
really
does.
ownership. Like, your excuses are not fair. He needs to be like, "Yes, you're right. I did move in this way. It wasn't appropriate. I shouldn't have done it. I wanted to do it, but I shouldn't have done it." Like
Yeah.
I realize now that it was disrespectful towards you instead of like trying to defend yourself. And he's like, "Oh, my brain is different. I don't remember things like you do." Fuck you, Aaron. You're just making excuses. And she's like, "I don't know what my parents are gonna think about you."
She's like, my mom won't like you.
Yeah.
And but I do think a part of me when I saw her looking at him, I was like, I think she's starting to see the real Aaron. Like
Hmm.
she's kind of getting fed up, but then
Yeah.
that changes with the family meeting, and we'll get to
It
that. But
it does. It does.
uh Kordell is nervous but excited about meeting Serena's family. And then Serena's also a little scared because she's like, I did call you the B word,
No.
throw eggs
Yeah.
on your chest and do that.
Yep. Mhm.
We'll
And she's like,
see.
"And I did almost punch you in the face."
I did almost throw your ass over the dock and light you on
and
fire.
and into the fire pit.
I did all these things, but maybe they'll like me. They will. Um,
Yeah. They're like, "We'll both defend each other." And I was like, "Good. Yeah, have a game plan. Have each other's
yeah,
back."
that's the thing. And I love their family moment, but we'll get to that.
Hmm.
Janae really wants Kenny to meet his family. Oh, really wants to meet her family. But they're
Hmm.
happy for the other people meeting their family, and the couples who've been together the longest get to do it, which that was actually like an interesting tidbit that it's like the
Hmm.
couples that were together the longest get to talk to the family, which makes the most sense,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So then do
So,
you think then Kaylor and Aaron didn't just pick, that maybe production told them who to pick?
um, that probably was not a part of it. I think they would have picked Nicole and Kendall,
Hmm.
but I think maybe we said this in the last episode. There was a strong chance he would have probably picked Rob, and
Right.
maybe the producers were like, "Now Kordell and Serena, we need to get
Hmm.
OBJ on a phone call,
Right. We need
so
some views.
we need some views." And
And
he's like,
Cassie's not getting us any
"But Rob,
views.
but can I meet Rob's family?" And he's like,
I really
"No,
thought for a second that Aaron was gonna be like, "Rob, come in here. Meet
Rob,
my
come meet my
mom."
abuela." Oh my gosh, I can't with him. Nicole and Kendall are excited to talk to their family. They're sweet.
Hmm.
Lee and Miguel are funny. They're like
They
talking
are.
about they're like, we did great in the game, and she's like, I just can't believe like PE. And he's like, it is a subject, yes it is. And she's like, I don't know.
It's debatable. It really is because technically, yeah, I mean it's a period. Like I think Rob or somebody said that it is a period and it is technically a subject. Like you get a grade for PE.
Yeah.
It's technically a subject, but it's just but like when people talk about subjects in school, they don't talk about PE. They're like math, reading,
You play
writing.
kickball. Like
Right.
that's PE. You play
Yeah.
some basket. Like it is a subject, but it's just not first in mind. You think
Right.
like science, English, history. What was your favorite
Yeah.
subject? Let me guess. Okay.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Maggie
I know yours.
liked what was mine?
Math.
Probably. It
What do
was.
you mean probably? You
Well,
don't
because
know?
I was bad in ninth grade in geometry, but then when it got
Hmm.
to algebra, I liked it more. So I did like it. I did like AP Psych though, but we'll go with math.
Ooh.
That
Wait,
was good.
favorite. Okay, now
I know.
you're telling me your favorite class.
No, you're right.
What was your
You're right. You're
favorite?
right. I will go with math because, and then like maybe English close second. We'll go with math.
Oh,
Yours
you liked English,
was,
Brandon? You like writing?
I kind of liked it later on, like when it
Yeah.
was like the AP and
Yeah.
some of the books. It depended. Yours, I feel like not science, maybe history, but maybe English. You were gonna do accounting, but I don't know if that means you liked math.
So with all of the context clues together.
I'm gonna go with, I'll go with math.
You're right.
Okay,
I
good.
loved math. Math was my favorite. It's the only one you can do right, like, and actually get things right all the time.
That is
English is
true.
subjective. I mean, I guess science technically, but like
Math is
math is
just
like,
good because there's one answer and it's
yeah.
not confusing.
And I'm a recovering perfectionist, so I loved it because it was like I can be perfect if I just learn this formula and write it down at the top of my test and then take the test perfectly and then check my work. It's the best.
100.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
True that. I think maybe that's why I didn't like geometry. It was too complicated. Um, Rob tells Kassy that she has big feet. And this is
I
where I'm like, what are we do? Like, what is this?
was like,
Like, what are we doing here?
yeah,
You
that's a little
know,
weird.
I'm
They're a
like,
little off.
and I stand by that with all of Rob and Cassie and what we're gonna learn. Why? Why are we
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
You know?
Even even during after like yeah, we'll talk about them. It's just a little weird.
Ugh,
Um
that's all I had for
um
the night. And then I got everyone going to bed.
I just noted that Rob and Cassie like have their awkward conversation and then he's like, look at the moon. And they're like,
Oh
wow,
yeah,
the
this one's
moon.
the
And I was like, Rob doesn't care about these relationships. He just likes Aaron, Connor, and nature.
but
Like
truly, and pulling
like out of Love
pranks.
Island,
Look
he
on
pulled a
TikTok.
prank.
His
Oh,
TikTok, did you see the one you sent me the one where it was like, we're gonna run a marathon or
yeah,
something? Did you go on
yeah.
the page?
No.
It was like they like do what comments say. They're like, cook a meal in Walmart. And they're like, okay. They
Oh,
set up
so
a
Rob made a
thing.
lot of videos with that guy.
Yes, and they set up a thing and he was like
Ah.
cooking eggs in a Walmart. They had to like kick him out.
I saw okay, that's so funny. I've seen a lot of their videos then and just didn't realize that it was Rob. 'Cause I recognize the other guy more than Rob.
Yeah, because I think
The
it's mostly the other guy, but Rob's in a lot of them.
yeah. Can you
Maybe
still hear
he's
me
off.
okay?
Yes, maybe he's off because of he's catching snakes and like
Yeah.
that. This is just the pranks are just part
I
time.
don't know. Like where does he live? I don't know.
Alabama.
Okay. I don't know. It's interesting. I've seen those videos before. I've never been like, wow, that guy. I recognize the guy, the first guy, and not Rob. Like, Rob would just do this stuff with him, but it wasn't like he was like so funny or so this or so that, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Rob is an interesting one.
Yep.
But the next day, Aaron is very nervous to meet Kaylor's family. We find out Rob and Cassie slept together like really quick at night, and I guess no one clocked
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah, it was just random. So in my notes, I was like, some people, as Kendall would say, some people are getting nasty. And so I look and I'm like, okay, they show Rob and Cassie, they show Leah and Miguel, they show Kenny and Janae, and then they show Rob and Cassie again. Because Cassie said something like, you can touch me. And then I guess they had sex
I
after that.
saw that. I just thought like they were gonna cuddle, I guess,
I guess
but
it progressed quickly.
it
They were
progressed
both
very
feeling
quickly.
they both had a need that needed to be met. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, more
But
power
yeah,
to you. It was just so random.
was very random. I mean, he brings it up a lot in kind of like a goofy passing way, but I think he was very happy to have been able to do that.
Yes, he was like, I almost made it the whole time without. And she's like, I'm just horny. Like a horn dog. Sorry, mom.
And
And
I
I'm
think it's
like,
ironic because last season Leo had sex with someone and she was like, "You're disgusting," blah blah blah. Not because he had sex, but because like of how he went about doing it. But I
yeah.
was like, and so then you come into the villa and you have sex as well.
I mean,
It's just
hey,
different, interesting.
new season, new Kassy, I guess.
And maybe I don't know the whole thing. Maybe she had sex with Leo too, but I don't remember her saying that.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch that season. Maybe I'll go back and watch, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Um, Kendall tries to give Aaron a pep talk that everything will go well with the parents, but as he's doing that, Kaylor gets a text and it's
Mm-hmm.
time to video chat with her family. And she just keeps yelling, Fuck!
I didn't even catch
Fuck!
that.
The parents, fuck!
I didn't even catch that. That's so funny.
I'm like, Kaylor, stop. So they go to this area. They have like this like nice setup area where they're like sitting kind of like up high and there's like foliage and there's like a big screen to like video chat. And it starts with their mom and they're crying and it's sweet. And she's like, "Oh, I'm so proud how you're communicating your feelings, minus the F bomb." And I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, she probably remember so I sent you a TikTok and it was a compilation of every time Kaylor has said fuck.
yeah,
And there were a lot of them.
there were.
It was like maybe 20 of like her being like, fuck, Aaron, and crying. Like there was a
Yeah.
lot of them.
Yeah, and I'm sure she probably hasn't cussed in front of her family or something, maybe,
Yeah, I
or maybe not a
wondered.
lot.
I
So they're
wondered,
seeing
yeah.
this because I think in one of the things, because the mom was on like Facebook talking bad about Aaron, I think she
Mhm.
was also saying like, "In my Kaylor, she never swears like this, like da 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 da." And I'm like, she
Oh,
swears more than anyone on this show.
yeah, she does.
Um,
But only really when she's upset.
yeah, but sure,
Yeah.
but she's upset a lot. She's
Yeah.
always upset.
Yeah.
The mom does say her heart was bleeding during Casa Amor, and movie night made it worse. And the dad seemed chill, but what was the killer was like, Dad probably thinks Aaron's a pussy. And he's like, well, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm like, interesting.
Um, yeah, no, it was just tough. She was like, I've seen you going on this roller coaster of emotions. There were a lot of red flags, but you guys worked it out. And I was like, I think they were trying, I think both of parents, her parents and his parents were trying to like just be positive, but it just seemed like really weird. Like her dad he didn't really say much. He didn't seem too
No.
like happy.
Yeah, they seem like they just didn't want to like start a fight, maybe, but also
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I do think Aaron did charm maybe the parents a little.
Yeah.
But before Aaron joins, the brother and sister joins, and the brother's like, "Can you just stop crying? Like, why are you crying so much?"
They came for her neck.
They did. And then the sister's like, "I don't like Aaron." And she's like, "What? What do you mean?" And she's like, "Do you like really like him?" And she's like, "Yeah, he's my boyfriend." And they're like, "Oh." And I'm
And the
like,
mom at one oh, go
"Oh no,
ahead.
you go."
I was just gonna say the mom at one point was like, "This is her second boyfriend." I mean, she's like, "This is your second relationship," like kind of like trying to put herself like understand where Kaylor's coming from. But the little siblings were not. They were not with the
No.
shits. They're like, "Nah, this guy's weird," because they
Yes.
probably see what people are saying about Kaylor online.
Right? And they're probably like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Like,
No, for real.
they have the real takes. But her grandma does join briefly and say, "Oh, Aaron's handsome, and she's lucky to find someone she likes." And it's like, sure.
Thanks for nothing, Grandma.
But Aaron
I think that they're
joins.
very aware of the fact that it's being recorded,
Oh
and so
yeah,
they're trying to be like, okay, if I have one conversation with my daughter on TV, how do I want that to go? You know what I mean?
they're about to be voted out. I'll talk to her real quick when she gets out of here,
Right.
and then we can discuss this.
They're like, we voted for Kordell and Serena. We're not sure about y'all.
Personally, we're here for Kordell and Serena, but y'all pop off. Uh, Oh no. Wait, what the fuck just happened? Oh no, I thought I deleted all my notes, but it was just starting a new note. I was about to be really
Oh.
sad. I was like, my notes. Um, Aaron joins, and I feel like he just pretty much instantly charms them. And just like, hey, oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I was just so bad. I have to make up with it. Like, oh my gosh, like, ooh, I can't believe I did this. Ooh, ooh. Uh,
Yeah.
but the mom does kind of try to keep it a little real and says, it's
Yeah.
been hard to watch. But then she goes, you redeemed yourself after movie night.
And I was like, how?
How?
But did they think the grand gesture was genuine, maybe? The whole be my girlfriend poem bullshit?
I guess they really like seashells. And they're like, he knew how to
Evan's
do
like,
it.
I'm gonna bring some seashells for you. I made several necklaces.
Several necklaces for the family. They're like, he knows. I can't.
Yeah, I was like, he redeemed himself when? I think she's just trying to be polite. I don't think he won them over because they didn't really say anything. Um, because they're
Yeah.
like, if she loves you, we love you, which is basically like, we will support Kaylor.
We will support Kaylor, but no, we will have talks with Kaylor and try to
Yeah.
encourage a breakup.
Right. She was like, "We love you guys when you're not fighting." Like, I didn't feel like he won them over at
We
all.
love you
He
guys the
says he will make
most
it up
when
to
you're not
them.
together. When you guys are separate, great.
When Kaylor's talking to other people, the best.
We love it. When when you talk to Rob, kind of hate it, but love it more than when you talk to Kaylor. But yeah, like you said, he did promise to make it up to Kaylor.
Yeah, he
But
was like, "I'm sorry, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," and I was like, even the "I'm sorry" to her parents, I feel like it's not good enough. Like, I would have liked the whole like, "Hey, yes, you're 100% right. If I saw my daughter kind of being with this guy, I would feel some type of way too. I realized that I made a lot of mistakes and I learned from that situation. I'm gonna make it. You know what I mean? Like, just say
yeah.
something. It's just like, yeah, sorry,
Sorry.
nothing
Yeah,
else.
I
Only
know.
sorry.
I know I've been bad. I don't know why I've been this way. Oh,
Yeah,
it's like, oh, okay, here we go. All
right.
right. But then Aaron's family joins and it's his abuela, mom, and brother. The abuela says she knew Aaron would like Kaylor as soon as she saw her.
Yeah.
And the brother was like, you made a jacket for yourself, but Kayla's lovely. And
Hmm.
Kaylor's like, oh my crazy to meeting this family. They like me. Yeah. And it's like, oh my gosh, I can't.
Brandon.
She's just
Um,
like so folding. They're like, this is going great. They say they hate us, but they support us. How much better could
yeah,
this get?
literally.
She goes to give Aaron some time with his family and she like talks to Rob and she's like, it just went so well. Like it went really well. Like everything went so well. And
Hmm.
then Aaron apologizes to his family and they say it's all good. But then of course he brings up Rob and he's like, I just don't know if I could have done this without Rob. And they're
Hmm.
like, yeah, we figured. We see
They're
you
like,
have
yeah, we
quite the
see you have a
bromance.
bromance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm
he's
like,
like,
mm,
he's even when they're like, no, he's like, are you guys disappointed? Like, I'm sorry. And they're like, no. And he's like, okay, I know you're not telling me the truth.
I
Like,
know,
he
right?
clocks it. Like, they're not being 100% honest here.
Yeah, the mom's just in front of the camera, just like, no, it's fine. Totally.
No, we're
Great.
proud of you. I mean, look, at the end of the day, they're his parents. They, of anybody to stand by you when you're being a dick on TV, it's your parents.
That's
But
true.
it is just like, I think he probably wanted to hear a little bit of the truth, maybe, but I don't blame them for censoring themselves.
Maybe, but whenever somebody tries to tell him the truth, he gets like all butt hurt. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
like
know. uh,
right, if they said something, would you just defend yourself with all of your stupid reasons you've come up with? Like,
right. He'd
pick
just
a
be like,
side.
why would you say that? Like, I'm sorry, like I know. Like, oh. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But then, he leaves and him and Kayla are talking and he's like, your dad is so cool and like this just went so well. Like this is amazing. And I'm like, I mean, I guess it could have went worse.
Yeah.
So, you know. But then Nicole gets a text and it's her turn.
Nicole. Mm-hmm.
And she goes, her mom and dad pop up and she instantly sobs. It was
Mm-hmm.
cute. Her mom is so cute. She's just like smiling.
Mm-hmm.
And they think Kendall's sweet and a gentleman. And then her
Mm-hmm.
dad starts to cry, and that was
Mm-hmm.
sweet. And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
Kendall's nothing like my ex. So don't
Mm-hmm.
worry. And I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she had like a bad past relationship.
Yeah, and I guess they know about it because she says something like, I've been through the ringer with men, but Kendall's not
Hmm.
like those guys. And like, they're like really, really happy for her. And they
Hmm.
think he's really nice and sweet. I mean, she's had a pretty good experience. So I thought it was, I didn't realize she was so close to her. I don't know if this is her dad or this has to be her dad, not her stepdad, right?
Yeah, I think it's her dad because the mom and dad were not in the same room and they did not
Okay.
really interact at all in the conversation.
Right. But no, yeah, it was cool to see her like I guess she probably has a really good relationship for him to get emotional. They're probably pretty close, you know? Like that was
Yeah,
sweet.
it was.
Mhm.
And then Kendall joins, and then the mom says, "Oh, she's glad he came back from Casa by himself," which
Yeah.
that was a sweet moment.
Mhm.
And then the dad's like, "What are your intentions going forward?" And he's like,
Mhm.
"I want to be with Nicole."
Mhm.
It's like, okay. The dad's like, "I'm a fan." And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just, it's sweet. It's just like,
Yeah.
But then
Yeah, he
Kendall's
hints
mom
at like
joins. Oh, sorry.
oh, I was gonna say he hints at like maybe changing their relationship status later.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Which I'm like, again, this Love Island, it's like literally
They're
every
not in
step.
a they're in a relationship, but it's not an official relationship, Brandon.
They're closed
It's
off, but they're not boyfriend and girlfriend, but they're not together, but they are together, but they don't have each other's phone numbers, but they could see other people, but they decided not to see other people, but they could. And it's like, what are we doing?
No, and it's like a big deal. We see later, like, uh, I don't know. In Love Island, yeah, Love Island is a different relationship status.
It is. It's like you could either be a Love Island couple or a real couple.
Right.
Uh, but Kendall's mom joins and she's cute. I like her. And she's like, oh, together and you failed that last challenge. Both of you are very competitive. Ooh.
You cut out. What'd you say?
Oh, I did.
I think you're too close to your mic.
I went too high. I was trying to do the mom's voice and it was too
Oh,
high.
I was like, I can't hear anything.
Let me not. Kendall's mom had a very high pitched voice that I loved, but she was
Oh,
like, "Oh,
okay.
you guys are compatible," and basically they're both scary competitive, and they like in that
Oh,
last challenge.
I agreed with her. She was
I know,
like,
right?
"Yeah, y'all are a little scary," and I was like, "This is so funny."
It is. And then Kendall's beautiful sister joins.
Oh my gosh.
Baddie. She's like, "Hey y'all, I just stepped off the runway."
It's like, are you coming to the villa next? What is your name
Some people have
and
been
phone
saying
number?
that. They're like, they bring her on next season. And I'm like, Loki, they
Hmm.
should. If she's
Nah,
single, that is.
I'm sure her DMs are full because the internet
Oh yeah.
probably found her already. She's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Oh, it's been cool to watch y'all fall in love." And they're kind of like, "Oh my God, did she just say
Oh,
that?"
oh, she said love.
She's
Oh,
she said
oh.
love. How could
Kendall's
she say
immediately
this?
like, did you catch her name?
No. Was
Well,
it
whatever her name
Taylor?
is. Taylor. He was
It
like,
was.
Taylor, you said love. Oh,
Taylor,
Taylor, you
stop.
said love. It's like, bro, you're so fucking annoying, Kendall.
Fucking Kendall.
Taylor, hand on his chest, leaning back.
Taylor.
Taylor, oh my
And
gosh.
Nicole's just like, "Oh my gosh." But she leaves to give them a moment. And then he's kind of like, "Taylor, you said falling in love in front of Nicole." And mom's like, "Ooh, sorry. It is what it is. We all see it."
Yeah, Taylor was like, and what about it? You love
He's like,
her.
"You're right." Um, then Kendall and Nicole celebrate how it went. It was overall, it was good, you know?
Yeah, I thought it was funny how the sister was like, she was like, was wondering if if Nicole really liked Kendall, but then she's like, the things that his sister thinks are annoying,
Oh yeah.
Nicole thinks are cute, and then we get a great example of how he's like tweaking over this word and just being annoying. I'm like, yeah, Nicole probably thinks this is cute, but you're really doing a lot right now.
You're doing too much right now. But that was a funny moment. And that's true.
Yeah.
Like, with family, the things that it's
Yeah.
like you find so aggravating or annoying, the couple will
Right.
be like, oh, that's so adorable.
He's so sweet and genuine. Look at him.
Uh, they celebrate of how well it went. And then
Hmm.
Kordell is talking to Rob and he's like, oh, I'm just so nervous about like how this is gonna go. And then Rob's like, well, it's clear, you're in America's good graces, so it must be fine. And this is where I'm like, Rob is very much catering a lot, I feel like, to public opinion in my because I think he knows. He notices, he makes the comments like, oh, America and all that. But even
Hmm.
after, all of a sudden, he likes Leah and loves their friendship and thinks she's great. After
Hmm.
seeing how she's making the votes and clearly America likes
Hmm.
her. But before
Hmm.
that, it was like, she's a fucking liar and I fucking hate her guts. Like,
That's interesting. I didn't read it that way, but it could be because yeah, I think he's very conscious. I think they talk about the show more than we see. I
oh
think
yeah.
there's a lot of like, okay, a vote just happened. Dang, I'm on the bottom again. Okay, they don't like me.
Yeah.
Kaylor and Aaron even kind of we saw them talk about it a little bit last episode, like or last time we debriefed. It was like, oh yeah, America really doesn't like us. So yeah, maybe Rob is a little conscious, like, but I don't know if the Leah thing was ingenuine or not, but it was kind of random. I wonder if there was a producer in his ear or something. It's kind of confusing to me. Cause it's like you guys already had a chalk and a powwow. Leah took you aside a couple days ago. You guys hashed things out.
Yeah.
So why do it again, you know?
Yeah, and you seem pretty disinterested, but now all of a sudden, when Leah's like getting the votes and all that, it's like,
No, I
oh,
see what you're saying makes sense. I see why you would say that.
mm.
I,
I mean, we'll see. We'll see afterwards. We'll see if maybe they have a friendship develop after, and if it's genuine. She was one of the
yeah.
few people he followed on Instagram.
Oh wow, people have
TikTok pointed
already
that out,
noticed
or
that.
Twitter. Yeah,
Of course
Twitter's
they
like,
did.
they notice everything. I'm like, how are y'all already seeing this? But Leah tells Serena she shouldn't worry because she was honest from the start about her intentions, which is true.
Hmm.
And then Serena gets a text, and it's her
Hmm.
turn. And she's joined by her sister, her niece, and her brother, and they cry. And they're like, "Oh,
And
mom's
her
doing
dog.
well." And her dog, yes.
Her
And
dog is so cute.
I love Serena's family.
Me too.
I think they're real. They just keep
Yeah.
it very real and genuine.
They're not trying to sugarcoat anything.
No. And they say, "Oh, Serena, you've been genuine." And
Hmm.
then they love Leah and Janae, and they're like
Hmm.
sisters to her as well. And then she says that the sister says that she was ready to bring Serena home after Casa Amor.
Hmm.
But then the niece was like, "You ate down during the recoupling."
Hmm.
And she did. Uh and then the brother's like, "I'm not sold, but that might change when I meet him. We'll see."
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that they are like so encouraging her. I think the niece was like crying at one point, like tearing
Oh,
up a little bit. It was really cute. You could tell they love Serena so much.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then while this is happening, Leah's coaching Cordell on how to speak. And she's like, there's times in life where you can mumble, but now is not the time. And I'm like,
I
Dad.
was like, where's this coming from? Has he been a mumbler? Like, I know he stumbles over his words and stuff, but like, damn.
He does kind of remember when he got back and they were just like, how are you feeling? Like after
Oh, and he like,
Casa, and he was like, oh, feeling like
and they're like, say what you just,
speak up.
say what you just, speak up.
He's like, yeah, I feel bad. But that was funny. I love that Leah was helping him. That was like a cute moment.
Yeah.
But Cordell joins and he was so nervous. He was like fumbling his words and he's like, fuck, I'm already fucking up. And the brother's like, hey, chill with the cousin. My niece and sister are here.
That was interesting to me. Cause then I was like, oh, maybe they don't cuss. But then it didn't seem like that. I don't know. I was like, maybe that's just I don't maybe that's like something like the men were raised like how you speak in front of your
Mm,
family. I thought that was interesting.
maybe.
I've never really heard that before. But like I was like, is the brother trying to put Kordell in his place? Or is he like was he like actually just like offended and was like, oh yo, chill, you know?
I think a little of both. He was like,
Yeah.
let me be the brother and
Let
say
me be the
something
brother for
real
a second.
quick. And
Yeah.
someone pointed out online, they are in Texas, so maybe it is kind of like a southern thing.
Mm.
Like, you don't curse in front of a lady
Makes
or
sense.
something. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, good luck with that, because they've been cursing in front of each other this whole time. But maybe,
Haha, right?
uh, that was funny though. And then, the sister reads, oh no, this is where the sister says, you got one card and you
Mm-hmm.
used it. It's gone. You
Yeah.
don't have another one.
Yeah.
You used it.
Yeah.
You had one, not more than one, just one. And then Cordell's just like, you're right. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm sorry.
I didn't see him comment.
He might not have said anything, but maybe he just like, I feel like
Well,
he
I
looked
wondered.
worried.
Well, I was wondering. I was like, all of these conversations seem a little short. We mostly hear what the family say. We don't hear a lot from Kordell and Serena, so it makes me think that they chopped it up.
Oh,
Because, like,
yeah.
I thought after this he would have said something after she said that, but I didn't hear him say anything. And then he was just like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm excited to meet y'all," and I was like, "This doesn't add up." The
Yeah, there's probably
words that
some
are
weird
being said.
editing. They didn't show his response for some reason.
Yeah, I think they just edited it funky.
hmm And then the sister reads a letter that the mom wrote, and it was super sweet about missing and loving her. But then at the end, it was her saying she's glad they didn't have to go to Fiji and throw his ass in the fire pit to Cordell. But that they
Yeah,
ultimately look forward to meeting him. So that was
yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
And then the brother's like, what are your long-term goals? And
They
then they
just
start
laugh.
laughing. That was good.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was cute.
Cordell's
The mom's
godmother.
letter was so like, oh, heartfelt. She was
It
just like, I'll
was.
always be your cheerleader. You're like, I don't know, like just hearing a mother showing like so much love to their daughter is like very, very sweet and genuine.
It is.
And Serena was just crying the whole time, and I was like, wow, this is so like, this Serena is a strong, confident girl, and now I can kind of see why. You didn't grow up in a place where like you grew up in a place where people were encouraging you, supporting you, loving you, letting you be yourself and
Oh,
accepting you
yeah.
as you are, and you can kind of see that from how her family behaves.
Yes. It's very solid family
Yeah.
and like a lot of support. We love to see
Yeah.
it. But then Cordell's godmother joins and she's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's so nice to meet you, Serena. Thank you for doing his hair, which was funny. And then she also goes, oh, your laugh and smile are contagious. And we
Mm-hmm.
got to do breakfast right. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, that was a funny callback to Serena flipping it. So, like,
Yeah.
I love that she was just kind of like, you know what? We're going to make a joke of this. And, like, I'm not actually mad
Yeah.
at you at all about that at all.
Yeah, they kept it very light. And then they
Uh,
were like, look at you guys, you're both cheesing. Both families were like, you're cheesing, you're smiling, you can't stop smiling. You're so goofy together.
they are. And they're just like, it was such like a
That's what I
wholesome, nice moment.
It is. That's what I like about them most, like how goofy and fun they are together.
hmm And then Cordell's dad joins. And he's all just saying, sometimes you got to take it slow when you find the right one. And Serena's not playing. She ain't
Mm-mm.
playing. And that's very true. And
Yeah.
but he loves their connection. And Serena's like, you raised a good guy and glad that he took accountability, which is the
Mm-hmm.
big thing with them because as we
Mm-hmm.
mentioned before, Kendall and Aaron, or not Kendall, Cordell and Aaron, they had a very similar Casa experience
Yeah.
where it was like, oh, like they kind of had the more solid relationships, but then they fucked up the most. But how they handled it after
Yep.
really makes the difference.
Speaks volumes.
Tis does.
Mm-hmm.
Serena leaves, and the dad is just saying, I like Serena, and you got to be friends first, anyways. Like that's what will make it special on the outside, like when you have like that core friendship.
Yes. And I was like, okay, I'm glad the dad sees it this way. He's like, you can move slow. Cause I wrote it down. He said something like, He said something like anything worth having is worth waiting on and working on. Like, don't rush it.
Hmm.
Like, this is a process. It's okay that she moves slow, you know, and then like you guys are working on it and stuff. Like, he had a lot of wise words. I was like, okay, daddy,
He
come
did.
on. Look at you. And then it's like you can kind of see that reflected in Kordell. He's a man who takes accountability, right? Like,
Yeah.
obviously his dad has taught him some things, you know, like even to for him his dad to say this off rip kind of shows that. And honestly, I'm just gonna pause and say like I love this for black people. Black people on TV do not get a good edit sometimes. Like you just kind of see the toxicness typecasted as like drama filled whatever whatever. I love seeing like this support and love, words of encouragement, wisdom, support from family in black families. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
To these two awesome black people who have had their moments, but like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I really appreciate them showing all of this because it kind of you can kind of see like the genuineness here, you know, and how real these two people are and how like level-headed and like solid they are despite their qualms, you know?
Yeah. They're very also like just them on the show has been very like I don't know, three-dimensional's the right word, or it's just like it's
Yeah,
been layered. Like it's just
it
it
has
shows like
been.
a full person, whereas it's
Yes,
not like, oh, just one thing or like another thing. It's very like well-rounded arc,
exactly.
character development, all the things.
Yeah, you really got to see them as people. Because it's like, imagine if Serena always saw she was a bombshell and all we saw was the fight in her 10,000 step walk around the villa. You know, like it
Yeah.
would have been like like oh yeah, this is you know how that's typically how black people are portrayed on TV. But we get to see everything. We get to see them having conflict. We get to see them resolving and like loving each other and black love, which I feel like is also not often seen and kind of gets a bad rap. You know, so I just appreciated seeing his dad. I was like, this is really cool.
Period. And that's why y'all should vote for Serena and Kordell, even though voting's closed. And by the time this
Yes.
airs, the episode's done. But we still think they're gonna win. So it's fine.
Yes. No, this is literally why they should win.
Yes. And then Serena, this was one of my favorite moments too. Serena gets with Leah and Janae, and
Hmm.
she's like, it was crazy, but I have to relay a message from my sister. And she says that she loves our relationship and wants to extend her sisterhood to them and be their sister because she's seen how
Hmm.
that y'all have been taking care of me. And she's like, it's so real. And then they all
Hmm.
like cry and hug. And
It's
Janae's like,
so
oh, that makes me
sweet.
feel so good.
It's so stinking sweet. And I was like, damn, no, for real. No, we've been clocking it for a while now. The three of
Yes,
them,
they're
Charlie's
sisters.
Angels, they're
They are.
icons.
And although, yes, we just said we love Cordell and Serena, the real winners, Serena, Janae, and Leah.
And Leah, yeah, no, like they gotta do something together. Like the world loves them together.
They
You
do.
know, they really are like sisters. They beef, they whatever. Serena's
And they'll
like the level-headed
fight.
one. They'll fight. Leah and Janae will fight. Serena's like kind of like the middle child. Like, yeah, I'm not getting into
Yeah.
this. But like it's so
Although
cute. Their friendship
Egggate,
is great. Yeah,
but it was brief, but that was
it
funny.
was very
Why would you
brief.
cook him eggs? She's
Oh
like, I'm so
yeah, she did get
sorry.
mad at Janae. You're right.
But then they were laughing about it on Aftersun a lot. So it was just like a
Yeah.
dumb fight, which
Yeah.
you're in that place
Serena
forever.
was like, I still think she was wrong, but you know, and they still laughed about it.
She's like, pick me, choose me.
Right.
Cordell, it goes back to Cordell. And when we think it's going to end, OBJ joins. And he talks about, oh, I love y'all together. And, any great relationship has ups and downs and da da da.
Hmm.
He's like, I really want to meet her. And then that's where he's like, Rena. And they're like,
Hmm.
OBJ, you want to talk to my brother? And then everyone's
Hmm.
freaking out. And Kenny's like, oh my God, she's going to talk to Odell. That's crazy. And everyone's like, oh yeah, his famous brother.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. Everyone loves it. And then they talk and OBJ, it's funny. Watch What Crappens was talking about how they're like it's an interesting dynamic because it's like the brother, like OBJ is like the famous brother. And
Yeah.
he's like, when I was at this famous party with these famous people. Everyone's coming up to me asking about my little brother on this TV show. But I was still at this
Yeah.
famous party, and you should come to my football game if you want to see me and all this. But it was cute.
It was cute, but yeah, he kind of like was talking about himself a little
He
bit.
was kind of flexing a
Like
little.
he was
Like,
flexing. It's like almost the stuff that Kordell should say. Like you think the person who's not famous would brag about the famous one, but it was like just Odell like bragging about himself. Imagine if Kordell was like, "Yeah, Serena, at first you can come to a game, blah blah blah," but he's not like that. But his
no.
brother is definitely like, "No, I'm OBJ. Yeah, football's my
Yeah.
life. Yeah, I was at the white party and these famous people were there and they were asking me about you."
For whatever
You
reason, I
know.
was like, yes, I do have a game. And they were like, yeah, enough of that. Cordell, he's in Love Island. And they're like, who?
Right.
uh, but he does
But
say he can't
yeah,
wait to meet Serena in person, and it's sweet
it is. He was like,
overall.
I clocked it from the beginning when y'all were both wearing green. He's like, look
Hmm.
at my little brother doing his thing. Now he has a great partner. I see the smiles, the laughter. Life is about enjoying the moment. You know, you have to do that. And he can't wait to meet her. It was nice. It was nice. He didn't just brag about himself the whole time, just kind of near the end.
Just a
I was
little
like, maybe this is
peppering.
yeah, maybe this is like a defense, not a defense mechanism, but like his default when it's like kind of awkward. He'll just like, say what people want to hear. I
And
don't know.
remember, I'm famous. So
Right.
I'm the famous
And
brother.
then again, they didn't show her reply, which makes me think that this is chopped and screwed up. Because how does Serena just say like, "Yeah, I can't wait to meet you"? Like I know she had other things to say during because
Yeah.
all they show her say to Odell is hi, and then yeah, and then them giggling and then her saying like, "Can't wait to meet you." I know she said more. So I think they tried to like they showed us a lot, but they mostly only showed us what the family was saying for these guys, not everybody else.
Yeah, no, I agree. Um, and then afterwards, Serena and Cordell, they're just like, celebrating. They're like, this made us
Mhm.
stronger. And, this was just meant to be from day one. And this
Mhm.
is where I was like, dare I say they're getting a winners at it with all this.
Mm, I
I
get it. I get it.
don't know. But then, that's pretty much the end of this episode, I thought.
Yeah.
And that's where they're
Yeah.
like, in the next episode, we're gonna find out the final four, which I was like, oh damn, like we're gonna like cut it because there's six couples, but like I get it, I
Yeah.
guess. And this is where the votes revealed. But episode 34 starts off, of course, with our favorite non-couple, Aaron and Rob, and they're talking about meeting each other's families. I can't wait for you to meet my brother, and it's just gonna be so sweet. And he's like, yeah, I can't wait for you to meet my family too, Aaron. Totally. And I'm like, I can't do this
Aaron is
anymore.
so far away. I wonder if these guys are really gonna hang out with each other.
Well, he said not to get too far ahead, but on Aftersun, he said like, "Oh, I'm gonna move to the States," and it's like,
We'll see. If you remember last episode, I said I'm giving these guys till September 1st. I have a feeling they will not be together by September 1st. So we will see.
we shall see. Hopefully, they won't be. Um, but Rob's talking about how, oh, Kassy was the perfect person to walk in for him, and but Aaron's like, I'm sure it's wild that y'all slept together. And
Yeah.
then Rob's just like, "Oh, I've learned so much about myself in this experience, and I can't imagine doing it without you, Aaron." And I'm like, take a shot every time they say that about or to each other. Like at this
They're
point,
bros, man. I mean, maybe there was a lot of love and support we saw. Just the zealousness is annoying. Like Aaron says, Rob kept him from making bad choices. When,
at what
when?
point?
Because right, because what choices didn't you
Whoa.
make? What?
What choices?
Explain. What choices?
No, but
Because
for
I was like,
real.
what? Were you actually thinking of bringing Daniela back and Rob stopped you? I mean, okay, I guess,
I mean
but
that I guess that could be the one good
maybe
choice.
he was gonna sleep with Daniela and Rob was like, "Hey," he's like slipping a condom on and Rob's like, "No, don't."
I can't. Don't do
Like
it.
what did Rob really help you with? You had a terrible time, Aaron. In a couple weeks you're going to realize that Rob didn't help you with shit.
What was it? I saw a TikTok. I sometimes see the chicks in the office, those two girls that were on
Mhm.
Aftersun. I'll
Hmm.
sometimes watch their podcast or listen depending on the guest. But they said something about Aaron and Rob where it was just like there's these two guys that genuinely will do something but try to convince us that they didn't or that something completely different happened. And I'm like, that's
Uh-huh.
so true. To where it's like it's just wild. Like they love to rewrite history.
No, they really do. And Rob was saying like the same thing, like, yeah, Aaron, you helped me so much. I mean, yes, if they were supportive of each other and stuff, that's cool. But like how they talk is like, you changed my life and you saved me and you helped me. If you have somebody there for you for emotional support, that matters. I'm not gonna downplay that. But the whole like you kept me from making bad choices is crazy.
That's crazy,
That's
Janae.
crazy. That's
Good morning,
crazy.
Kordell is crazy, Janae.
Janae said something later this episode, I can't remember.
She
But
just said it,
she was
yeah.
like, that's crazy too. I don't know. I think that's been their thing now.
I think so. And then
It's
Miguel and Leah say
interesting.
something too that I thought was funny. I love Miguel and Leah.
Me too.
And Miguel tells Leah that he's come to love the person that she is and that she's a
Hmm.
dope girl. He looks forward to seeing what happens on the outside. And then he tells us he really loves her as a person and really wants to maintain what they have. And I'm like, will they low key like last a little long after? Like,
They might. They might. But I
my
don't know. Leah's response to I love who you are. I want to see what happens next. She goes, that's cute. And then they kiss. And I'm like, not that's cute.
well, that's my thing. I've been thinking, I'm like, if it does end, a part of me's like, is it gonna
It's
be
Leah.
Leah?
No, it's Leah. I have I don't know. Even when they were on Aftersun and he was like, yeah, I don't care about winning. I just am happy I liked her. And she was like, I want to win. It's like I don't
And give me the money.
yeah, like I feel like I don't know how much Leah likes him because we saw how much she like what she's like when she really. I mean, I think she likes him, but I don't know if it's like this much to like leave and do all this stuff because Miguel is a player,
He
or I mean.
is.
Miguel is, I mean, he's not saying they're in a relationship. I think Leah's like maybe just preparing herself to not be with him just in case, maybe. But I don't know. Like, she doesn't say anything back when he says all that. Maybe she did and they just didn't show it. Because in her confessional, she's like, um, she's happy to hear it. And um, that was kind of all she said. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't see her being like, I really love this and that and this.
Yeah. I
It's kind of
think
missing.
it's complicated because Leah, I think, has said in the past, like, Miguel's so nice and I just almost feel bad and like I don't deserve it. I think Leah's going through a lot internally and is
Yeah.
almost
Or
shell
maybe she's
shocked.
or maybe she feels bad because she doesn't feel the same way. And that's why she's like she doesn't deserve it. Because remember how she felt bad with Connor? But like just didn't
Yeah,
say anything. Maybe she's just like not breaking it off because it is the end of the show and stuff. I don't know.
maybe.
I wouldn't blame her for doing that. I mean,
I get it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or yeah, or maybe she is really feeling like, damn, I'm a bad person. They showed me on movie night. I saw these tweets about myself and
Yeah.
everybody hates me. It could be that too.
Yeah. It could be, I don't know, but I'm interested to see because I like them together. I
Me
think they'll be
too.
a solid third place, and I think that's
Me too.
great.
No, I think they're gonna be fourth.
Oh no, I hope, I mean maybe, but I just hope
No,
Kendall and
Kendall
Nicole
and
are
Nicole are
fourth.
third for sure. They're third for sure.
Cassie's telling Rob she doesn't regret what they did. You know what I came to the conclusion of? Cassie
Hmm.
sounds like she could be on that show Rugrats. Like she could do
Interest.
the voice of like Tommy.
Tommy's voice?
Like maybe, or like one of the babies, because she kind of sounds like a cartoon character. And I'm like, you would be on Rugrats.
Brandon, you're so funny. I don't know. I can't really remember what she sounds like. It's kind of like a raspy-ish voice, right?
Yeah, it's like raspy and just kind of like, oh yeah, man, like, but not, but more deep. Like I don't know. It's interesting, but I'm here for it. She's
You're
cool,
so
I guess.
funny.
But this is where they're like, oh, like he was so close to not doing it the entire time, and then they make out, and she's like, the kiss was a 10 out of 10. I'm like,
Yeah.
great.
Well, they said that they haven't kissed before.
Oh yeah. You're like, we did that before we kissed. And I was like, you didn't kiss at all? I
At
mean,
all?
I don't know. He
Well, you know what's funny? The moderator guy, the voiceover guy,
oh
narrator,
yeah, Ian Sterling.
he said it lasted 17 seconds.
He did, and
So
I took his word for it because no one noticed. No one has said anything.
they noticed like the next time somebody hears something, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you I mean,
No,
hey, they had a task to complete and they completed the task.
they did. No, but
No
when they go to
stops in
bed,
between.
no stops. Um, when they go to bed, they do make out, and Lee and Miguel are like watching and laughing. They're like, and I'm like, y'all are funny.
That is funny.
Uh, but
Yeah, he was
then
just like, no pressure, we'll see what happens. And she's like, I wish we had more time together. He's kind of cheesing though. Rob is like, yeah, yeah. Like
he is.
he's feeling himself a little bit.
I think he does kind of like her. Like, I
Yeah.
think he does a little bit.
Or
But
he likes sex with her.
yeah. It's funny because we've said before, like, oh, he was supposed to be the onion, but really it's Miguel.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people are saying, like, we thought Miguel would be like this fuck boy, but really Rob has been the fuck boy the whole time. Like,
Low key.
he
Low
left
key.
Leah because their sexual chemistry was off. His only thing with Andrea was like the sexualness.
Yeah.
And then it's like the sleeping with Kassy.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, you know, it's true.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. He's definitely driven by that, but then like tries to act like he's not.
I know. He's,
You know, even he and Daniela were pretty physical.
they
Like,
were. But then he decided they were just in different places mentally.
no, he just likes to find like semi deep reasons that may not be the actual reason. Because what? You didn't have sexual chemistry with Leah? You're lying. That's a
Right?
total lie. Unless
Why are
you're
you
just a
lying to
really great
us?
actor, which is probably, it could be the case because your family's an acting traveling family band.
I saw
Traveling
something, it
family
was like a
actors.
short film he did with his ex, and his ex looked like Leah.
I'm dead. Yeah,
Like people
I
were
don't
like,
know.
she literally looks almost exactly like Leah. And I'm like,
Nah, we gave this man too much attention.
we did.
Way too much attention.
Bye, Rob. Um,
He's got a big head now.
the next day, Kassy tells Nicole her convos with Rob are just so different. It's so random.
Mm-hmm.
And like Nicole says Rob is laughing more since Kassy came in. But and then Nicole's freaking out about meeting Kendall's family and says the
Mm-hmm.
next biggest test is the outside world, which is
Mm-hmm.
true. Because what was it? Cassie was pointing out, she's like, y'all have never been in a car together. You guys have never like talked.
It's
You guys have
little
never,
things.
and it's like you don't have each other's phone numbers. And I'm like,
Yeah,
it is true.
it is true. Sorry, Brandon. The night before when they're going to
Oh
bed,
yes.
did you peep the questions that Kaylor was asking Aaron? She's like,
Oh
do
yeah.
you have bees in the UK?
I think I tried to block that out because I was like, what the fuck are you
And then
talking
she's like,
about?
do you have sushi? And I'm like, Kaylor, where do you think he lives? What
I
do you
mean,
think the United Kingdom is?
I'll give her
Bees, Brandon?
sushi. The bees, I know.
Sushi?
I mean, maybe she's like, they don't have, maybe she just doesn't know that they have different types of restaurants. So, like,
Bees.
maybe. Because he didn't know Chipotle. Well, Chipotle is different, I guess. But,
It's a
like,
chain.
it's a chain. But I'm like, I'll give you sushi, I guess. But she's like, is there water in the UK? Like, yes,
I don't
queen.
know. The sushi comment's a little ignorant to me. I guess she's never been outside of the US, but
Never
like
been.
the
Yeah.
United Kingdom is a developed country. So
I
they
know.
pretty much have they have restaurants with different cuisines. Like
Yeah.
I would never think that it was just like European food.
You're
So
right.
you think in
I'm
America is
trying to
the
give
only
you
place where we eat different cuisines?
trying to cut you a little
That's
slack, Kaylor, but
crazy.
she's right.
Yeah, like bees, bitch.
Bees.
Bees.
Do you guys have cockroaches? It's like, yeah,
He's
there's
like,
like,
bees? He's like, yeah, yeah. It's cute that he's like patient with her. He's like, yeah. He's like, no question is a stupid question, Kaylor.
it's like, except for all of these. Um, but Aaron gets a text about the Newlyweds Game, which was fun, but like
Stupid and a waste of time.
it was because it's literally like they get dressed up like, the guys have like their little slutty tuxes, the women have like
Mm.
the wedding dresses, and it's like the guy lifts the veil. They slide down the aisle. They dance on a slippery dance floor. They throw a bouquet. They dig through a wedding cake to find the key to their suite. They get on the bed and make out. And that's it. There's no shady
That's it.
question.
No shitty
There's
question.
nothing.
I was like, wait, if there's no shitty question, what's the point of this? Like, literally, what's the point of this game?
There is no point. I'm like,
There's
this is
no point. It's
stupid.
like, hey, you guys, we need to do one more game. So come play this game. It was like, it's kind of stupid. I mean, watching it was kind of funny, but I was like, this is a waste of time.
It was. I just noted some funny moments. I was like,
Me too.
Kenny doing the WAP was funny. And
Yes.
then
Kenny
Janae.
falling while Janae was twerking on him
Oh
was
yeah,
hilarious.
he could not keep his balance. And then when he was like searching through the cake and Janae was like, "You're doing great." And she just has the
She's eating
fork.
it with a fork.
I'm like, I love
I thought that
them.
was so funny. Erin fell 3 times, dropped Kaylor, and then shoved her face into the cake. I was like,
I
yeah, I knew you were a piece of shit.
would have
The
punched
whole
him.
cake smashing? For
I
real.
was like, you're going to hell. Like, I was like, Kaylor, what are you getting? That alone.
Brandon, her like it was like on her eyes, like I mean, he did help her wipe her face after,
He
but I was like,
did.
that's a dick move. And it's also kind of crazy because like right now, at least on my algorithm, I've been seeing a lot of like people discussing like the whole cake smashing thing and like basically like critiquing people who do it aggressively and stuff. So it's like this is not, we don't think this is cute anymore. This is not
Yeah.
cute. Like this is not something that's cute. And he smashed her face. Like they're both joking and laughing, and he like aggressively pushes her face into the cake. I hate this guy. Like
No,
Aaron can
he's
kick
awful.
rocks, man. He's terrible.
And she has the
He's
most makeup with her
terrible.
long ass eyelashes. The cake's gonna get stuck in everything.
Literally after the game and they're when they're doing their confessionals, they both look so rough. And I'm like, Kaylor was literally put through the ringer by Aaron.
She was. Serena pretending to be a runaway bride was funny.
Yes.
And her and Cordell had the best dance moves.
Yeah, and she caught 2 bouquets.
She did. And then,
Aaron, oh, go ahead.
oh no, you go.
I was gonna say Rob and Kassy went and they're going down the slide and kissing in the water, and Aaron's like, "Get off my boyfriend!" And I was like, "Finally, we have the clarity we were looking for. We knew he was your boyfriend, but you confirming it is everything, Aaron."
It was. I was just like, as long as you're self-aware, I guess.
I guess.
Um, I thought Liam and Miguel were funny in their confessional after because he was like, I
Hmm.
feel disgusting. And then she
Hmm.
like either looked at him or was like gonna like poke something. And he was like, no. And she's like, oh my God, I'm kidding. And then they both like, spare me. And I'm like,
What is
that
that
was cute.
from? Is that from another
I
person in
don't
the villa?
know. I guess
It was
maybe it's
cute though.
something
I was
she
like,
said before. And so he like said
yeah,
it mocking and like she
yeah.
said it. And I'm like, this is
No,
funny. I
it was
love
cute. We
y'all.
saw like their little inside joke and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're at the
Um,
point where like she was doing something and he clocked what she was doing. They were both on the same page and we're all like don't know what's going on. Like they're that close.
right.
Maybe
Um,
there's more depth to them than we know.
I think so. Well, Liv was saying on the Vile Files that there's so much more with Leah and Miguel. Like her top two
Mm.
couples were like Cordell and Serena and Leah and Miguel.
Oh wow.
And apparently there was like one moment where like Miguel said a joke and Leah took it the wrong way. So he like made her like a candlelit like area and like made it up to her and like apologized. And like we didn't see
Ooh.
that.
Ooh.
I
Oh
know.
wow. Oh
So I'm
Brendan, why
like,
didn't you say this when we were trying to figure out whether they'd be together or not? Maybe they do really like each other.
it just came to mind.
He's like, Aaron, I can't remember. Your brain works
I'm not
different than mine.
Wikipedia. I'm not Wikipedia. I can't
I
remember
don't remember
everything.
everything. I don't have a photographic memory.
I goes, I'm sorry, my memory's not as good as yours. Sorry. Jesus. That was the last of the funny game moments I got.
Yeah, it was a
Uh,
stupid game.
it was.
They looked rough returning. You know how have you ever run a 5K or did like one of those mud runs or something?
I've done like a color run.
So everybody just looks like beat up afterwards and they
Yeah.
just look dusty and dirt. Everybody looked like exhausted and dirty. And Kaylor walking on the dog with Aaron, her dress was like black at the bottom. And I was like, what did you guys walk through? Like,
I
where have
don't.
you been?
Yes, it
How is
was.
your dress black?
It must have been from the dirt, I guess. I don't know, because they
Yeah.
have like that dirt walkway or like area they walk to at
Yeah,
least
I
to
know they
it.
all had like a big food fight afterwards and
They
stuff, and they were all
did.
playing in it, but I was like, damn, Kaylor.
I know, right? They talk on the dock, and she's like, "Oh, I want a small destination wedding."
Hmm.
And then they think about, "Oh, what if we got married?" And I'm like, "Please don't do that.
Yeah, he's like, so he said something about her being his future wife, and I was like, anyway,
Please don't."
September 1st. Stay
September
tuned.
1st. Rob and Miguel are talking, and Rob's like, "Marriages scare me." Miguel doesn't see himself getting officially married.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Like he said, he can't see himself finding signing an NDA, and they're like, "Do you mean a prenup?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." And I'm like,
I'm like,
it's fine,
all right,
it's
Miguel.
fine, Miguel. We've had to explain other things to you in the past. I don't know if you completely know what's going on all the time.
I know, right? I'm like, it's all good, I guess. Uh,
Yeah,
but Kenny and Janae are talking.
he's
I
funny.
thought this was funny because it's just like Janae's like, so like, when do you see yourself getting married? Like after dating someone? And he's like, probably 4 or 5 years. And she's like, yeah. So I say 3. And then how many kids do you want? And he said like something like a 3 or 4 or something, or like he
Hmm.
wanted 2 and she wanted 3 or 4. So she was like, so yeah, so like we'll get engaged after 2 years, married by 3, and then so that means we're gonna have 4 kids. And he's just listening like, yeah.
Yeah, he just goes with it. He goes with
I
it.
love them together.
Me too, man. Kenny is like Janae is very like assertive, right? And not that like she like wears the pants or whatever, because we just see like these whatever, but like she needs a man who's gonna hear her out and be like, listening to her perspective, and he does.
He
He
does.
does. He's like a Janae fan. He's like, yeah, Janae, whatever you want, even though it
Basically.
probably will take 4 years, whatever. He's just like going with it.
Exactly. And I love it. And my cousin, not to put my cousin Madison on blast, but I was talking to her about it and she was like, no, they'll never last. She tries too hard to make it work and he's too stupid. And I'm like, you have the complete
What?
wrong take on this. She's just a yapper who says a lot and he's just the quiet
Yeah.
boyfriend who admires her. It's
And I
perfect.
know that there's more to them. There's got to be more to them for Janae
Yeah.
to be like, Kenny, like I think
Kenny.
there's more to them that we don't see. He doesn't, and I don't even think Kenny's stupid. He's just like a little like kind of like quirky a little bit. He's
Yeah.
got his like the way
He's
he
just
talks
quirky
is
and
funny.
quiet.
Right, but I actually think there's depth to their relationship. They might work it out.
I think so. I like them. It goes to nighttime. And
Nighttime.
everyone gets a text that they're gonna cook dinner together. It's the
Family
Last
dinner.
Supper. And Janae takes control of everything and she's fucking hysterical during it. And she's like, Kaylor, watch the bread.
She said that Kordell, and Serena will make the chicken because they're all from the South. So, like, let them make the chicken. And then Leah does the pasta. Rob and Aaron are emotional support. I was like, this is so funny.
Period.
And then Kaylor, you watch the bread.
It was too good. They make the pasta and chicken, and I think it all looked pretty good. I was
It
like,
looked
all right,
great.
I'd eat that.
Hmm.
They go around the table and everyone gives a speech on how they love this experience and getting to know everyone.
Brandon,
What?
Taylor's like, something that me and my family do is we say what we're grateful for. And I'm like, Kaylor, everybody's family does that.
One thing that's so crazy that me and my family do that I don't know if a lot of families do is they say what they're grateful for. It's like
She's like, one of our family traditions that is so unique to our family is we all go around and
no other
say what we're
family
grateful
has
for.
ever
Like,
said what they
Kaylor,
were
just
grateful
say,
for.
like, let's all go around and say what we're grateful for. She's trying to
Right.
make it be like, only my family does this.
I know. She's a funny one. Oh, bless her heart. We have to remember she's only 22.
Oh no, it's starting to be not a good enough reason
I
anymore.
know. She started to test us. There was a minute. But they're all like saying like the same shit, like, oh, this experience, it's just been great getting to know you
Yeah.
guys. Leah does say that Serena and Janae have made this experience everything, and she found her sisters away from her sister, which was nice,
Hmm.
which Leah does have a sister, if you look at her TikTok. Maybe
Yeah.
her Instagram as well. Um, Serena says her favorite moment was chewing Cordell's ass out on the fire pit, and I was just like, ours too.
Literally. Kordell was like, I knew that was coming.
He's
They kind
funny.
of made it look like he was just like sitting there smiling, not laughing. And I was like, they kind of made it look like he didn't think that was funny. But then we saw him laughing in another thing. And I'm like, the editing this episode's, I'm clocking all of it. Y'all
You're
can't
like,
fool
I'm
me.
seeing what y'all editors are doing. Let me take
Mm-hmm.
over.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Janae jokes, and she keeps saying, she's like, everyone's invited to me and Kenny's wedding. It's gonna be so fun. And Kenny's just like, okay.
What wedding?
I can't. But she's just, do you think she's being serious? I feel like she's joking.
I think she's just joking. I think to her it's funny, so she just keeps saying
Right. And I'm like, and she's like, low-key maybe, but
it.
uh, but they're having too good of a time.
Yeah.
And so they get a text, and it's like, get your asses to the fucking fire pit. What y'all
Dun
think this
dun dun.
was?
Yep.
America's been voting. And guess what? Two of y'all, two couples, are
Two
leaving.
two are leaving. Y'all getting
Four
evicted
people
from
are
the
gone. Four people are
villa.
gone. Four people are gone. Y'all are
I
done.
think I feel like they were all like kind of knew this was coming. Do you get that sense as well?
Probably. I feel like that's probably what's happened in every Love Island because it can only be like a final four.
Yeah.
So I guess, but I guess it does
Yeah.
suck that they were having such a good time and then it's gonna end on this note.
Yeah.
But in no particular order, they get these texts. They really drag this out. It's like one person will get a
Bro.
text that says, the next couple safe is 10-second pause. Another person will get a text,
The names.
Nicole and Kendall.
Yeah, like it's so
It's like,
drawn out. I was like, by text again. Like y'all really needed, I guess, to use up time this episode. This took like 5 whole minutes.
it really did, because this episode was an hour long and it could have been like 35 minutes.
Right. Right.
Um, but in no particular order, the couple safe are Nicole and Kendall, Janae and Kenny, Serena and
Kenny.
Kordell. And then before they reveal the fourth couple safe, they make them stand like in front of everyone. And it's like Kaylor and Aaron, Kassy and Rob, Leah and Miguel. Now,
Hmm.
us, we were like, it's got to be Leah and Miguel. But they're
Yeah.
all thinking like, oh, it's gonna be Kaylor and Aaron and all this.
Mm-mm.
But then Kenny gets the text and it's Leah and Miguel. And
Yeah.
everyone's shocked, including
Hmm.
Leah. But she
Hmm.
goes and runs to Serena and Janae.
Yeah.
Nicole
Like
and
that's
Kendall
what
look
she
sad.
ran to them first before even hugging Miguel. It was weird because when they got the text to stand in front of the fire pit, Aaron's like, "It's gonna be me," and I was like, "Aaron,
Did
what
he
did
say
you?"
that? Why did I miss that? Oh
Yeah,
my God.
Aaron's like, "It's gonna be me." And then he like is like happily walking over to the fire pit. But then when the news is announced, he didn't look upset. I think because Rob was leaving too. I don't know.
No, yeah. Literally, the first thing Aaron says, not to Kaylor, not to anyone, it's to Rob. At least we get to leave together.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we doing here? Like,
What is this about?
Nicole and Kendall look devastated. Kendall's like,
Yeah,
I'm
Kendall.
gutted.
I thought Kendall was gonna cry. He like immediately got up and hugged the boys, and I thought he was gonna get
Hmm.
upset.
He
Um,
did. And I was just like, I mean, and then there was a cute moment where they're all sitting back down except for the eliminated couples. And Rob like gives Leah a thumbs up. And then Leah's like, oh my
yeah,
gosh, this is crazy. And I'm like, that was
yeah.
kind of cute.
Yeah, so like all of this makes me feel like they knew it was gonna happen because the last time Rob was about to be out, Leah was like in tears, in shambles, and then like other like I like if Aaron was being surprised that he was leaving, he'd be crying, right? Like Kaylor would be too, like I feel like
Yeah.
they knew it was coming.
I don't know. I guess maybe because Ariana said on Aftersun that the Islanders were shocked, but like she wasn't. And I
Mm,
guess maybe they thought genuinely that Aaron redeemed himself for some reason.
I don't know why.
And we're just like, no.
No, they're like, the family chat went really good, man. America probably likes you now. Nah,
I
fuck
guess
him.
maybe because they don't see all the times Aaron and Kaylor are alone and he's still being defensive about everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe they just like don't get it. But I'm like, nah, they like
nah.
suck.
No, especially because you have Kordell, who took responsibility, is a bigger person, made the situation better, comforted his partner, never diminished her feelings. And then you have Aaron, who does the
He's
exact
like, I'm sorry, I
opposite.
don't get it. Whatever. I don't care.
I can't remember everything.
I can't
Like,
remember
yeah,
it
no,
all.
he
Sorry.
sucks. He
Is that like
sucks.
my fault that I can't remember? Yes, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did clock. I was like, Aaron's low key seems happy to leave.
So does Rob. So Serena runs and cries and hugs him goodbye. And he's like, "It's fine, you're gonna see me soon." Like he
Yeah.
literally sounds so happy.
Serena was really sad. I was like, damn, I wish they would have shown, I guess, more of their friendship.
Right. And we knew like Aaron was kind of like her brother because she was like that too.
Yeah, we did see a little of theirs at least, which was good.
Yeah. Kaylor's the only one who actually looks upset that she's leaving.
Yeah, she's like, I know, guys, but it's fine, guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's
I'm
like, I
like,
got everything I
I'm like, did you?
wanted.
But as the guys are packing up and the girls are packing up, Rob's like, I have one more thing I need to do. And
Mm-hmm.
then he pulls Leah for a chat. And this is where I'm like, maybe a producer was like, talk to Leah. And he's like, on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did think I was worried the whole time. I was like, are they gonna kiss? And like,
Me
I was
too.
like, is something gonna happen? Because like, I don't
No,
know. It wasn't
I
giving
was
that strong of
nervous.
vibes like that, but there was something I was like, hmm.
They had a yeah, no. There was a moment where I was like, are they about to? But
Yeah.
thankfully.
Because he joked right away. He was like, "Oh, we should just get out of here." And she's like, let's go. And I'm
And
like,
I was like, wait, what? And then they laughed and I was like, oh
I know.
gosh.
But we believed it. I was like,
I believed it for a second.
But they talk about like how they care about each other and wish each other the best and want to remain friends. And he wishes her and Miguel the best. And she's like, throughout it all, I never stopped caring about you. It was sweet.
Yeah, it was sweet. She
Hmm.
like cries and she's like she says the same. She wished the best for him. They hug it out. I don't know why this was needed at all, but here it is. But after they hugged for a long time and I thought
They
they might
did.
kiss after that, but they didn't.
They didn't, which I'm glad because I'm like, I do like Leah Miguel. And
Yeah.
like, that would have been
Oh yeah, much better.
messy.
I think they
Um,
deserve it more.
Rob and Aaron have a final talk about, they're grateful to have met each other. They're now leaving together.
Hmm.
Great.
And I was like, I'm surprised that they weren't crying. And then Rob was like, I've had one foot out for a while. And I was like, okay, well, then your feelings make sense here. Like,
Yeah.
that makes sense why you've been like smiling during each like
Yeah.
vote. But it was weird to see Aaron not emotional at all. I don't get
No.
it.
I don't either, but I feel like he was just like over everything probably and like Casa being
Yeah.
brought up and he was just like done with it all.
Yeah.
But they say their goodbyes and they're at the part where it's like they walk with their suitcases and
Mm-hmm.
Aaron goes, get you yourself a future wife like Kayla. And then Janae just goes, yeah. And then someone said that Kenny mouthed, I did. But I didn't
Oh.
notice. But I was like, if that's
Or maybe they
true.
said it, maybe he said it and they cut the audio out. Production, man. Can you let us watch the show?
I know, right?
I wonder if he did. Did you
Yeah.
peep how Rob was like giving his final goodbye and he was like, "It was great meeting you all. You guys changed me a little bit." It's like, "Can you
He's like,
leave?
not that much.
Go. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out. I don't want to hear you speak ever again."
I know. Like, you just gotta go. And then Cassie's just like, it's been a short time, but I've loved getting to know the girls and it's been
Bye,
great.
Kassy.
I'm like,
Bye.
okay, Cassie.
Get out.
And then Kayla's like, I don't want to cry, but it's just
I'm
been so
crying.
great. Meh. And then so they leave, thank God.
Not man.
Meh.
Brandon, you're so funny.
Oh, thank you,
Uh,
Maggie. Gosh. Uh, but the final four rejoice. And they're
yeah.
celebrating and they're giving like toast. And Serena's like, shout out to my man. And then Kordell just goes, she's talking about me. Ah. And she's like, It was
They're
just like a
both
funny
so
moment.
funny.
And I'm
I
like,
love
I
them.
love them. Um, but that was pretty much it for the episode.
Yeah, the only other thing was Leah and Miguel are very surprised.
They
So they're
are.
like kind of like, "Oh my gosh, like it's really us. We're really in this
It's like,
bitch."
yep.
And then Janae and Kenny are in a confession. Right. And then Janae and are we can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got scared for a second.
Oh no.
PTSD.
No, just
Janae and Kenny are in a confessional, and Janae's like, "My back hurts," and he's like, looking at her like, "What do
oh
you mean?"
yeah.
And she's like, from and I was like, I think she wanted to say my back hurts from carrying this
Because the beds aren't
relationship.
Tempur-Pedic.
I'm like, I think you were gonna say from carrying this relationship, but maybe.
See, I was like, does she mean that, or does she mean sexually, or does she mean all of
Yeah,
the above?
there's a
With
lot
Janae,
that could
she's
be said.
layered.
We don't know. We don't
We
know.
don't. But that was cute. It was good ending. The next real
Yeah.
episode is gonna be tonight's, which is the finale. We're gonna see the dates and the
Finale.
winner.
Hmm.
But there was the final Aftersun, which I didn't really take notes on
Okay.
because I just felt like there wasn't like stuff happened, but it wasn't
Yeah,
much. They kind of tried to fit in a lot.
they did. I was like, y'all are doing a lot.
Yeah, and I'm just like I'm trying to so like they had the winners from last season,
Hmm.
which I'm forgetting their names.
I don't know their names
I think the
either.
guy was Marco. They
Yeah,
kind
Marco
they
and
seem nice,
Riri, KK, something like that.
but I was like, I don't know, y'all.
I don't know why they needed to be here if you guys were gonna bring so many other people on. Because it was them, it was Daniela, Harrison, and Sierra, and then it was Rob and Cassie, and then it was Kaylor and Aaron, like, and Ariana. Like, we didn't
And
need to
chicks in
see
the
the older.
office. It was just like,
Y'all doing too much.
if anything, okay, if we're gonna do this much, maybe make it a little longer.
Right. It was still an hour episode.
Yeah, or I think it was even only 15 minutes. So I'm like, what are we like? You can make it longer.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because they just like, I don't know. We see a little of the people who won season last season, but again, I was just like, whatever. And
Yeah.
then Ariana came, looked great, of course,
Yeah.
but she didn't really drop too much tea. She kind of said the dates, which we said earlier in the episode. She said how she wasn't surprised about Kaylor and Aaron leaving and that
Yeah.
this is the perfect final four, which I agree.
Yeah, that was it.
Um, and yeah, she's gonna be back for the finale to announce the winner, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And like kudos to her because she's like, having all the success and people are wanting her money. They're trying to sue
Yeah.
her. A follow up, I
Uh,
guess, from the last episode, we talked about how Tom Sandoval was suing her. He has since retracted and was like, I didn't know what my lawyer meant. He said to do that.
bro,
So I
there's
will
no
be
way.
removing this, and my lawyer's fired. And we're like, okay.
I mean, sure.
All right, as long as you're not suing her. But now Chef
Uh,
Penny's suing her and Katie for this show. So,
It's so funny. It's like one lawsuit goes away. Here's another one.
girl math, it's like she didn't get any more because it
Yeah.
canceled out. It's
Yeah.
like, period. But good luck, Chef Penny. No signed contract, but you're trying to say like you're owed all this.
Right. And maybe she's gonna use like text messages or any other like emails they've shared to try to defend herself and say she was supposed to be part owner or something. But like, I don't
Yeah.
understand.
I'm like, well, maybe
Maybe
you'll
they
get
didn't pay her.
something, but I don't know if you're
Uh,
gonna get as much as you want to get.
right.
Especially because I don't think they used any of your ideas for the sandwich shop. So it's like, okay, you did work, and I'm sure you got some money, but maybe you didn't get as much as you wanted.
I mean, it sounds like they had her come in and they paid her to create sandwiches. You were paid and you made the sandwiches. What
But
else do
she
you
wanted
want?
more. She wanted to be like a
She wanted to be
partner.
part or yeah, and
And
feels like somehow they were violating a contract by not giving it to her and I'm like, "But you got paid." I mean, if they didn't pay, maybe there's something we don't know.
yeah,
There's
maybe
there's
there
people
is
online who
something you
like
need
to
to get
read these
paid, and like,
lawsuits.
okay, pay
Yeah.
her. But that's
I
it.
mean,
Like, girl,
if you owe her
bye.
money, give it to her. Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess y'all
Slide her
probably
a
making a good
20.
amount of money. Something about her is getting good reviews, and
Yeah, y'all
like
are doing really well.
So hey, give her give Chef Penny some money, sure,
Something. Yeah, she
whatever.
wants some money. Slide her a 20.
Slatter 20. Um, a funny thing about Aftersun, did you notice when like Daniela, Sierra, and Harrison were there? Harrison was just like sitting on like the edge of the couch, like not wanting to be close to Sierra.
Oh, I didn't peep how far away he was
I
sitting.
was like, why is he basically falling off the couch? Like, there's plenty of room to be a little closer.
Honestly, I just skipped to the part where Daniela was talking, but when Harrison came in, he's like, "Yeah, I'm back. Which body part do you want to see now, Mara?" And I'm like, "Not Harrison trying to be this like mysterious handsome guy again.
Yeah.
Stop. We
I'm
saw you
like,
dance and we don't like
Harrison,
you."
we don't. You were on 2 episodes. Bye. Um,
Not interesting enough. I'm sorry.
not at
Trying to be on the
all.
season 6 cast, it's not working.
No.
Mm-mm.
I like Daniela. I like
I'm
and
listening. I'm listening.
I just feel like deep down she's a sweet girl.
I agree. I
And she
agree.
did say on Vial Files because they asked her. She was on briefly. I forgot because it was literally like 10 minutes. But
Mm.
they asked her like, "Why did you make out with Kordell during the heart rate challenge?" And she's like, "Honestly, I blacked out. Like I like slapped Rob and like danced on him and then I just didn't know what was happening. So
Oh
I did and I
gosh.
apologized to Serena and she said it was fine. But like I didn't know. I didn't know what to do."
Oh my gosh, but how did she just black out?
I guess she just like got nervous and was just like, I
Oh,
don't
on
know what to do with
autopilot?
anyone. Like Robin just broken up with me. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, you know what? Fair
No, I'm sure
enough.
she was going. No, Brandon, like we talked about it last episode. Daniela really got played by these two guys. Like,
She did.
not that she didn't have a role in it, but I think they definitely were saying things, doing things with her, making her feel like, all right, you're about to pick me. And then just for them to not, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't blame her. Like, during this, she was basically saying that she felt bad for Kaylor. She thinks they do like each other, but like she hated that, like, she hated the drama, she hated being in the middle, and she hated how it affected her relationship with Rob. And I'm like, girl, that's not your responsibility. Like, I mean, yes, you're inside of this, but like these two men are actually the reason why it's so messy. Rob saw you with Aaron. He shouldn't be surprised about movie night. I don't
No.
know.
Again,
I don't know.
exactly. And the girl who won last season was just like, it wasn't your fault. And
Yeah,
it's like,
they
it
were like
wasn't.
comforting her, and I was like, good, please tell her that. This
Yeah,
sucks, man. The way that they've edited this show, like for the people on it, is very misogynistic. They
it
have
is.
Leah and Daniela thinking that they're the problem, and it's crazy.
It's Tom and Tom 2.0.
The cast is so like, I guess, out of the loop that they would even think that Aaron would make it to Final Four. Like their
Yeah.
version of events that's happening on Love Island is like so different from what we're actually seeing, you know?
Yeah, I guess to an extent, I could get it because Kaylor and Aaron are an OG couple. They
Yeah.
were coupled from the start. Like, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. So like I guess from that perspective, and like, but I don't know. Again,
I
I
don't
think they
know.
just didn't see how callous he really was with Kaylor.
Exactly. I think that there's a lot, and that's the same thing with the Leah situation. There was a lot that wasn't shown. The unfortunate part is that when production did have a time to show people stuff, they showed other people who aren't wrong looking wrong, you
Yeah.
know? And I hate that. Like, I hate that Leah thinks she's a bad person because of Rob's bitch ass in his fucking overalls. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
he was a bitch in overalls, sis. We all agree.
I literally got the ick when I saw him crying on the floor.
As
Period.
you should have, sis. He was trying to gaslight you. I
He sucked.
digress, but
But I
no, I felt
mean,
bad. I did know Daniela's a nice girl. Maybe they, if anybody to bring back, I feel like they should bring back Daniela and actually give her a real edit. People won't like it at first, but I would like for a chance to like see her be a person and be herself and be real, you know?
I agree. I'd be open to it. And I think,
Yeah,
I think it's something they should think about doing.
yeah,
Um, Kassy and Rob came out. They gave Rob custom overalls,
yeah,
which were fun. That was funny, I guess.
yeah.
He was like, I like them so much, I'm never going to wear them again.
I was like,
Okay.
because you hate them, or
He's like, yeah, I
and I'm
like
like,
them.
Rob, shut up. I know we're about. I'm no. If I go on Instagram in a couple days, you're gonna be wearing them.
Also, fuck you, Rob. I'm peeping this. Those overall, your overall thing, it was just a character because those overalls look brand fucking new. Those blue
The
ass
blue
overalls,
ones,
they were
they do.
straight from Target. Don't play
Mm-hmm.
me or Levi's. They were
Right.
brand new purchase. You've never worn overalls.
That denim was so blue. It's like I know that you haven't even washed those yet. Like you're right,
It was
Brandon. Those are
straight out of
brand
the
new.
factory.
Definitely.
Custom.
Definitely.
Stop this.
Definitely.
Um, they ask him about
Uh,
Leah, and he's just like,
yeah.
she's a great person, but like, I don't think it could be long term at this point. But I love her. Like, she's cool. I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
he made it weird. He was like, I feel a way about her, but I don't think it would work. I love being her friend. Um, and then they ask him about Kassy and their relationship, but I'm like, I think we all kind of clocked what this was.
right? She's like, I told him no pressure, and so yeah, and it's like, yeah, okay,
She's like, he's been through it. He needs time. And it's like, so girl, you don't want to be with him. Just say that.
right? Y'all don't want to be together. That's fine.
It's
We get
fine.
it. You were there for
Hmm
2 or 3 days,
Cassie's like, I don't even know why you guys brought me back. Just to give
right?
me 2 minutes to make no connections because it's the end and everybody's locked in.
It's so
Anyway.
stupid.
Hmm
Um, the Kaylor and Aaron, that part was awkward when they came out. One, because Kaylor's hair kept getting fucked up from the wind. And she just kept being like there's just a little part in the back. I can't really do it with my hair, but there was a part in the back that was just like it's swooping
Flying up.
over. Like she looked disheveled.
I didn't
Um,
get to watch this part. I only made it to Cassie and Rob. So
this
what
part,
happened with them?
he was saying like Aaron was like, oh, I want to move to the States and like I know we have stuff to work on, like blah blah blah. And then they were talking about Casa and they were talking about like, oh, are you guys gonna watch it like alone or together? And he was like, oh, we might watch it together, but we also were talking about maybe watching it with like other islanders and like da da da, like a group viewing or something. And then Sally jumps in and she's like, Kaylor, like I was in the same position as you like my season, like with the Casa thing, and like it was
Mm-hmm.
just like hard.
Mm.
And I watched it alone and it was difficult. But like the thing about Casa is it's gonna be very an awakening moment, like a wake up call. And like
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be hard. So maybe it's good if you guys do
Mm.
watch it together.
Hmm.
And
What
then
did Kaylor say?
she's just like, yeah, we'll like see. And like, I think we are. And it's just like, I know there's a lot. I told Aaron he has to make it up to like my sister and mom and like grandma and like take them out like on a date or something. And like, it was just very much this moment where they're like basically telling Kaylor,
Kaylor, like, girl.
leave.
Yeah.
And Aaron's
It's
there just
gonna be
like,
hard.
it was just too much.
Yeah.
But
Oh
like,
wow.
I don't know. I saw he posted on his story that they were like, he's like, I've seen the comments. I'm in my villain era. And then they were together. But
Oh,
then,
like a picture of them together?
yeah.
Oh
So I'm like,
gosh.
I don't know. We'll see. But it was pretty much that. And then I think, did it end? Oh, there was some funny moment with Ariana where they call her the Glam Reaper. And they did like a movie trailer to like her showing up and scaring the islanders and like all that and people getting eliminated. And then there
Oh
was
yeah,
like
I thought that was really fun. I did get to watch that. I thought
that
that
was
was really
good.
funny.
And then there was something, it was like they had a montage for Rob and Aaron for some reason that I wish they didn't, but they did because they brought Rob out again. And they
Oh,
were
to
like,
be with
would
Kaylor and
you all
Aaron?
three live together? And Kaylor's like, hell no. And Rob's like, I
Live
like to be
together?
alone. And Aaron's like, I think they're sick of me. And they're like,
What
no,
kind of
we're
question is
not.
that? Do you want
I
to
don't
live together?
exactly. And then like that was pretty much it from what I could remember. The chicks in the office were there. They looked great. They gave some commentary. It
Yeah.
was, and then
Um,
yeah.
I thought it was funny, Ian Sterling's top three moments.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It was the Serena breakfast, Janae crying about plants,
yeah. That
and
was
then
good.
Rob in his overalls.
And they did play a clip in that thing of Leah being like, and you're still here, bitch, in your fucking
And your
overalls.
overalls.
And now what? And I'm like, I'm glad they snuck that in.
Me too. It'll be interesting. So you mentioned Aaron's Instagram. I just went on and he's answering questions on his story.
Oh
I can't obviously
gosh.
can't listen to it, but we will see, man. These people have their phones back, y'all. This
They
will be a
do.
week. I have a feeling that like when we recap the finale, I know we need to decide when to do that, but when we recap the final episode, maybe we'll spend some time on social media consolidating what these people are saying because I'm very interested to hear. Because also it's technically over now. Maybe they're not giving
It
their
is.
phones back yet, but it's probably
No, they
over
don't
already.
get
It
them
probably
back
ended.
until the episode airs.
Airs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then tomorrow, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all of these people will be getting their phones back. So we'll get to hear from them.
Yes. So I'm
Should
excited.
be
And there's
interesting.
going to be plenty, I think, of like interviews and podcasts. So that'd be
Yeah.
fun to do for an episode.
No, we should definitely. I think we're gonna spend probably at least one more episode. We're gonna talk about the finale, and then we can talk about some of this extra stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
I will just do this, and we've been talking about this a little bit, but I will just do another disclaimer. Please be nice to these people. I I have no interest in commenting on anything that anybody posts. I will
No.
watch it and I will talk to Brandon about it on this podcast, but like y'all don't troll these people. Like they are people, they are, we don't, and we did not see everything. We saw a lot, we didn't see everything. So be
Yeah.
kind
Be
to
kind and just
each other.
observe. See what's going on.
Because Love Island has a history. 3 people have died that have been on this show. I
Damn,
saw that
really?
on TikTok. The first host, UK host, and then 2 cast members. I don't know if it was by suicide or what, but yeah,
Oh my
let's just be.
God.
No, yeah, it's been kind of crazy with Love Island. It's not. It reminds me of Glee. Like it's cursed. Like
Oh gosh. But
So
yeah,
let's be nice
y'all,
to
be
each other.
kind. Just watch, I will say, what was it, Kaylor? She posted a TikTok and it was like a SZA. It was her in a bikini and it was like a SZA voiceover. And it was like, smoke the blunt, leave the man, or like find a new man, like something like that. And she did that. And they were like, you should leave Aaron. Aaron told Daniela he loved her. Leave Aaron. And I'm like, I mean, hey, like to me, that is good advice.
It is.
Saying leave Aaron, she should.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm more. Yeah,
But
yeah.
like the
Like
mean stuff and all that, yeah, don't do that.
the death threats.
Yeah.
I mean, even that cartoon they made of her is kind of fucked up, right? Like it's funny,
But
but it's
that
really funny.
person does it to everyone. So it's more
So
like a funny thing.
okay, that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I think we've all been entertained. They should know what they're signed up for. I hope they have like people who are talking to them because it's
Yeah.
funny. Like on Aftersun, they're trying to give her advice, and I'm like, she didn't talk to the Love Island psychologist yet.
No, I don't think she did.
Especially since they've left. Like I thought that typically on reality shows, when you're leaving, you meet with someone who's gonna be like, hey, on the outside, this is what people are saying, just trying to prep you, whatever, whatever. If you need something, we're gonna be here for a month, 2 months. You can talk to us at any point in time. If you need support, blah blah blah. Something. They need something,
Yeah.
you know?
Ideally,
So
but I
we'll
don't
see.
know. I hope they
Yeah.
do, especially because this season has been bigger than ever. So
It
it's like
has.
there's like even more
Yeah.
attention.
Attention on them. Yeah. No, we saw that at the beginning of After Sun. They said this was the most explosive season.
I was trying to find on YouTube, but I couldn't see. I really want to see Mara's season of Love Island UK. It's like season
Oh.
5. Apparently, it's like one of the best Love Island seasons, and she's like amazing.
Ooh,
I saw some
yeah.
clip where she was like telling off this guy because he like said something smart about her to the guys, and she's like, "Why the fuck would you say that?"
Yeah.
And then he starts to stutter, and she's like, "Oh, oh, oh," and she just makes fun of him. And I'm like, "Damn, Mara, all right." Apparently, I think Ben from Watch What Crappens described her as the Liv of the Love Island UK,
Oh.
and I was like, "All
I love
right."
that they gave her like a job and stuff. I hope that like next season we see somebody consistently, like maybe one of instead of Sally, maybe
Mm-hmm.
somebody else. Or like maybe for
Yeah.
the podcast they have 2 other people do it.
Oh, maybe the
Like
shade of
Janae
it
or Serena.
all, they include us
Yes.
in it
To do the Love Island podcast.
as the social ambassadors even. Like, I don't know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that could be
Mm-hmm.
something. Mhm.
It could
We'll
be
see.
something.
But yes. So that was pretty much it for this episode, but we're excited. The next one we're going to be covering the finale. So we'll have a winner by then. And, we're for Kordell and Serena. So hopefully they
Yep.
won. Um,
If
but
they don't, we might start a riot.
we will rebel.
They
Uh,
need to win.
yes. But in the meantime, y'all, make sure to rate and review us and give us 5 stars
Yes.
on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We see some ratings,
Hmm.
we see some reviews. We love
Thank
them.
you. Yes, thank you for
Um,
all the feedback. Please keep
yes.
giving us some.
And on
And let us know what we
YouTube,
should watch next.
yes, please let us know because I
We don't know
mean,
yet.
Emily in Paris is coming back August 15th, and I've thrown that around to Maggie. So that's something in the future.
It's
Just
something.
saying. But yes, and also on YouTube, if you want to see our beautiful faces talk about us, you could find us on the Shade of It All podcast and subscribe to our channel. And yeah, on TikTok and Instagram at the Shade of It All podcast. We're still posting fun clips on TikTok. And again, we will post on Instagram at some point. But in the meantime, thanks y'all. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.